So today I'm talking about mental health because it is like Mental Health Awareness Month for men, and I was going to talk about it today. And I got a little script here because like I cannot stop repeating myself in videos for like certain things because I might just go on and on about one thing, then I might go to a different one, then turn right back around to it. So I kind of got a little script here. It's nothing like word through word, just like a little topic about it. But I'm just gonna be talking about mental health. So if you don't want to hear that, you don't got to. But for people who do, I'm about to be talking about it. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is mental health has never been taken seriously enough. And it is true. All throughout like the years of mankind, it's never been really taken seriously. Like really never. It's always been put to the side. Just like if you're going through something like depression or something, people are just like go out more, do this, do that, and it may help a little bit, but really it doesn't because there's a deeper problem to the like depression or the mental health. And I've been through a crap ton, which I can talk about in this video. I won't be like long with it. Be like a little short story or whatever. But it's never been taken seriously enough, like for everyone, not even just men, but also women. Women are more like taken care of with that, but you know. But back in like the 1900s and stuff, it's never, or even back even further than that, it's really just been like a joke to like say I'm mentally ill or something, because they're always just putting it off as like you're weak. And that's what people think of it as, like you're weak, you're pathetic. If you think you're depressed or you're stressed out or whatnot, you're weak and you're pathetic. That's what many people think. And it's really sad because like people actually genuinely have a mental health condition that they're struggling with and that they're dealing with on a daily basis. And it's a terrible world with this because I mean, you try and talk about it, it's just looked down upon. It's just like, what are you talking about this? You're lying. Like, no, you don't. You don't have this. You're perfectly normal on the outside. And many people hide it because they don't want to be like threatened. They don't want to be vulnerable to people because they're just going to take advantage of that and just be like, whatever with it. You don't have it. You're just playing around. You're joking. I mean, look at you. You've been acting normal this entire time. Why are you just now saying it? And it's so toxic on today's basis and back then because it's just never truly looked at as like an actual problem. Now it has grown into more of like an awareness thing, so where we actually have a mental awareness month and all that, but it's never like taken seriously. But next thing is men's mental health doesn't matter. And I'm not saying like I don't care about men. I'm a man myself. I'm 19 years old. Well, I'm not really a man. I'm still a kid in my opinion because I'm 19 and all that. I can't drink or anything. But men's mental health is not at all taken seriously because as a man, you're supposed to just suck it up and go with it. You're not supposed to be like, I'm in pain or I'm just not feeling well. I'm not doing good mentally. Because as a man, you're supposed to just be able to take the hits. You're not supposed to be whining about it. You're seen as inferior or weak or pathetic, as I said before. And it's just men are generally so looked down upon whenever it comes to mental health because you're supposed to like supposed to take it. You're supposed to be the man of the like supposed to be the man. You're not supposed to be like weak and pathetic. And men die constantly each year because of it. Because they don't want to be vulnerable in front of people. I mean, there's tons of women that just don't give a frick, and there's other men that also don't give a frick. And that's why men die so much with like mental health issues because they're scared to go out and really verbally like explain like why they feel the way they feel. Like it's like men's feelings don't matter and they don't and it never will be. And I don't really know what else you could say about it other than it's just men are so looked down upon whenever it comes to mental health because it's like people think it's a joke because we're a man and we're supposed to always be lifting heavy stuff. We're supposed to be like taking on the worst of the worst because we're men, we're more built in a way, but that doesn't mean we're more built up here. Because I mean, a man's mind can be fragile and their body can be built like a little Greek god, and they could still have mental health issues, but people then look at them just like, dude, you're strong, you got all this, shut up, you're not mentally ill or anything. Even though they're going through a crap ton, and it's just sad. And the next thing is mental or women's mental health is taken a lot more seriously. And this is definitely a thing. I'm not saying for all women, but most women, more than men, women's mental health is taken a lot more seriously. I'm not really sure why, in a way. I haven't done too much research on it. But women's mental health is taken so much more seriously than men's mental health. And women even really just joke on men's mental health. They think it's hilarious in a way, and it's extremely sad because men just die every year. Lots of men die each year because of it. But women are more prioritized with their mental health and needs. And yes, women are life givers. They carry life and, but men and women should be treated more equally today. Because, I mean, we both have our own roles and we act like only one of us have all the roles in society. When in reality, we both need each other, but we treat each other like we're nothing, especially men. But women are just treated a lot more better with mental health, and it's just sad. I mean, I don't know what else more I could say about it other than it's just women are treated a lot more better in society than men are. Really in anything, not just mental health, but it's mental health video, so. But it's just sad because I mean women are just treated a lot more better with mental health. It's like if a woman speaks out about her mental health, it's a lot more likely she'll get treated for it. She won't be made fun of. And I know there is a lot of women out there that are just like they tried and they got made fun of, but I'm just talking about most women. There's a lot of women that try and they get mocked for it and stuff like men. This world's not perfect. It's not perfectly explained. But I'm just saying, majority of the women are a lot more treated for it than men are. And then my last thing is, it'll never change. And it will never change. The mental health will generally just stay the same. Men will always be looked down upon. Women will always be more up there with like getting treated for mental health. It's always just going to be like that. And you really just got to find the people who will actually like generally take care of you and actually like worry about you because that's really just a rare thing. And today, especially for being a man, I mean, it's basically nearly impossible for a lot of people that just can't find those people. And they have to keep it to themselves for years upon years, probably for the rest of their life. And it's never going to change on how we look at mental health. I mean, there's been like plenty of organizations that have tried to reach the masses, and they have, but not, in my opinion, enough because, I mean, it's still a huge problem. So, I mean, you could say yes, it's helped, but not enough because, I mean, it's just, there's so much mental health still going on that it's obvious that it's not necessarily enough. I mean, there's people who are getting saved each day with just like mental health problems and stuff, but it's not reaching like true numbers in a way. I mean, this reached a lot of numbers, don't get me wrong. Just not a whole lot to truly like change on how we perspect on or have perspective on men and women because it'll never change. It'll always be lots of people get looked down upon, lots of people don't. Some people are always constantly like checking up on others. Some are just never being checked on because they don't matter to a lot of people. And that's just the world today. Many, it's just it won't change. Like you could say like, yeah, it will change one day. Like it won't because I mean it's just been this way for years and years and years, and it will continue to be this way for more years. I mean, I hope I get proven wrong, but there's no way I will. But that's all I was going to talk about for mental health, and I'll tell you about my story about mental health. Now, what I'm about to say is no one's had any part of this. It's really my fault for what. Oh yeah, you can click off the video if you want. If you don't want to hear my story, it doesn't matter. It's your life. But if you do, you can stick around. I won't try to take that long. But basically, on my story, this is it started whenever I was 11 years old, and basically, whenever I was 11 years old, I started to, how did I say this? I got introduced to porn whenever I was about like 9 or 8 years old, I think. I think so. It's somewhere around there. And porn genuinely destroyed my life, which I didn't actually know how to do the thing, not sex, but the other thing, for until I was like 11 years old, I'm pretty sure, 11 or 12. And I've had this addiction for many, many years, and I still kind of struggle with it. Not too much now, but I still struggle with it. But I had this porn addiction for many, many years, and it has destroyed my life. And that's not necessarily what's made me depressed and all that, which, by the way, right now I'm a lot better. I'm not like depressed or anything. I mean, I still do have like a little bad thoughts in my mind, but nothing really much now, at least. But throughout the years, I'd had this porn addiction, and it's destroyed my life for many reasons. And that's not even the biggest thing that destroyed my life. But the porn addiction's definitely taken a toll on me in the past. It has like made me to where I wouldn't want to spend time with my friends. I would rather want to do that, which I did spend a lot of time with my friends. Just I always had a thought of like I wanted to do it 'cause, I was addicted and I just wanted to do it a lot. And I did it almost every day. Yes, every day, almost every day. That's how bad it got. And if you do that for many, many years, every day, almost every day, it's bad. I mean, it's almost impossible to stop. Even now, I'm struggling to stop, and I'm ashamed to like talk about it and stuff, but I mean, it's better as a Christian to like tell your stuff about like what's going on. But it's been going on for many years. I'm not that bad with it anymore. My mental health's a lot better. I still stress about a lot of stuff, but I mean, that's that. I mean, people are going to stress, obviously. Everyone stresses. But whenever I got 15 years old, now this is going to be a story I don't really know how to explain. I'm not going to give out much detail about it. Maybe not yet. But basically, whenever I was 15 years old, that's whenever I started to truly seek God. Because let's just say I fell in love with someone and I really, really, really wanted them. And this would take a path I never expected. So basically, I fell in love with this girl. I'm not going to say who she is or where she's at or whatnot, but I fell in love with this girl and I prayed to God, God, can I please have this woman? I will go through all the nightmares, everything that I have to in order to be with this girl. And I thought God said yes. So I lived in my head from then on, just thinking about the life I would have with her. And I thought back then I wasn't really much of a Christian. I was more of using God than anything, which now I don't use God. I love God. God's my whole world, and I prioritize God more than anything. But back then I was just like wanting her more than anything else, more than wanting God, more than anything. And it kind of destroyed my life because I was always constantly living in my head back then. I was never truly like in reality. I was always living in my head, just imagining me and her having like the happiest, most wholesome, godly, romantic life you can imagine. And it destroyed me because I wasn't living that. And whenever I got into reality, whenever I stopped thinking, from time to time, I would just be like, I'll be just so destroyed because I wanted that life so badly. It hurt Like it literally turned into physical pain because you know how you get so emotionally destroyed, it turns into like an aching pain, like in your heart in a way. And that's how it happened to me. It just like it turned into an aching pain. And I've talked about this a while ago, but I'm talking about it again. And over the years, I got so severely depressed that I almost took my life like a few times, which God gave me a feeling like, don't take your life. Like, it's not worth it. Like, I understand your feelings and thoughts and all that. And God has comforted me. Even though I was using Him, God's great. Because even whenever I was using Him, He was still there supporting me, helping me. Even though I was doing what I shouldn't be doing on a daily basis. I was porn addicted. I was wanting her more than anything. And it destroyed my life so much that it changed me a lot. Because back then, I was a lot more scared. I was a lot more fragile minded. And God, I guess He used that to help me, strengthen me for whatever I was going to do in the future. Which, I mean, I've been led up to this point wanting to make YouTube videos and streaming. So, God, I mean, I went through it. I legit went through hell and back. Because I was so depressed, I literally stayed in my room each time I got to school, or whenever I got home from school. I mean, my bad. And I was just staying in my room, just crying, and I've literally cried myself to sleep so many nights over this, and it literally destroyed me. And I'm gonna say that a lot. I mean, it destroyed me. And I mean, there's a lot of things that I went through I can't necessarily recall, but these were like the best years because I was never happier imagining this life. Like, I was so happy that you ever felt like a warmth in your heart, like almost like a flame ignited? That's how happy I was. That's how like in love with this person I was. And it just, the longer it went on, the more I just was in pain of waiting, and I was just got severely depressed. I almost committed suicide multiple times because of it, and I didn't want to live because I was so alone, and I didn't have many friends. I still don't. I really don't have any friends, which I'm fine with that now. But back then, I was more of a loner. Back then, I did have friends I talked to, just not outside of school or off of Xbox. Off of that, I was just mainly alone, which I did have my family, obviously. But everything that happened to me was really my fault, and I went through hell and back because I fell in love with this girl. And I had like severe depression. I had episodes whenever I wasn't doing too bad some days. Like some days I'll be okay, but I'll have a depression episode every couple of times a day. And I was constantly stressed out about school, so that was something that put even more stress on me. And it got to the point to where I think it was in, no, it was still in like freshman year. I was, a lot of nights I couldn't sleep, so I literally went to sleep thinking about like blowing my brains out like every night, almost every night. Not almost every night, but a lot of nights. Because I was so stressed, I was so alone, and just I hated my life, and I did not want to wake up. I prayed to God that I wouldn't wake up, and I literally got the best sleep during those times, thinking about putting a gun to my head and shooting myself. And that's what got me to sleep for some nights. And it got better after like I think the junior year it started to get better, but freshman and sophomore year were the best but worst years of my life because I was so in love, but I was so extremely depressed, suicidal, which I did kind of tell some people, which they didn't understand at the time, which I was depressed at 12, but it wasn't as severe as it was in high school. But I told some people, I told a handful of people, they didn't really consider it. I mean, they did talk about it and like they tried to support me, but it never got better. And I kept on telling them this, and it got to a point to where they didn't really know what to do. It's not their fault, and I don't blame anyone. But there are some people I did tell, and they just didn't really take it seriously. So, I mean, it's just how it is. I mean, but God was the reason I lived, and God was the reason why I'm still here. And there's been plenty of times where I should have died, other than me trying to off myself. I mean, plenty of times, but and I still do want to be with her to this day, but I'm a lot more mature than I was back then. I can handle it a lot better, but I still want her a lot more as I did back then. But I'm mature, I'm more godly of a man. I put Jesus first in everything. Dude, my reflexes are destroying me. But I put God first, and I still want her, and I still pray to have her one day, even though it's probably not gonna happen, and I'm probably delusional. But I'm stubborn. I'm probably the most stubborn person you'll ever meet in your entire life. Even my, oh, I probably shouldn't talk about that, but I'm like genuinely so stubborn, and nothing could actually make me like change my mind about not wanting her because I've been alone and it's my fault because I wanted her, and I know I can't have her, but I still want her, and nothing can change my mind. And it's a self-destructive thought, but like I said, I'm more of a godly man, and I take more like precaution in God. Like I live more for God than anything else. Because if I do end up dating someone else, I'm always thinking like, are you a Christian or not? Because if you are, then we're good. If you're not, then absolutely not. But that's really much of what I've been through. And I mean, there's more stuff I just can't remember. I know I've been through more, but that was like the main thing of my mental health that destroyed me the most. Like porn addiction, falling in love with a girl that I couldn't have for many years, or for a couple years, and that's really about it. But if you're someone who is like mentally going through it, try to talk to someone. And I know that's not the best advice. The best advice I would give is give Jesus a chance. I was using God for a while just to get with this girl, which I still want today, but I should give Jesus a chance. He saved my life. He got me to where I am now. I'm a lot better. I'm more of a godly man. I don't just chase a girl anymore, which I still want her, but I don't chase her anymore. But I live more for God than I do for anyone else, and I always will. Jesus is the number one thing in my life that I need. Jesus is the number one thing in your life that you need, but I'm not going to force you to like try to be with Jesus or anything, because I'm not that type of person. And no Christian should ever like force you to be with Jesus. That should be your own choice. Jesus doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. That's your choice. That is your choice. But that's all I was gonna talk about is mental health, my mental health, and I hope you can, if you are going through it, I hope you can like find Jesus or at least find someone to talk to, because I know people don't help. People just don't help at all. And Jesus was the only one that actually helped me through it all, and I'm a lot better. I'm living testimony. I'm a lot better. I mean, I don't know what to say. Jesus helped me, and I may not look the best because I may look tired, but this is just how I look some days, or most days. I am tired, but not that tired. But that's all I was going to talk about today. If you are going through it, go to Jesus. If not, then I pray that you can find someone or trust someone that you can tell this stuff to or something. But that's all I was going to talk about. I love you. Jesus loves you, and I'll see you.